We started at the top of the mountains, hiked down into the volcano. Now we're walking across the crater.
Hoping not to cave into the hot magma below us.
Yeah, I wonder how far below our feet it is.
Whoa! That's
Some people break breast, others break.
Taste the variety is a go for it. It's really sweet, and usually it's a lot more bitter than this. I think there should hopefully be enough for everybody.
Swing.
Whoa! Tragedy. Sacrilegious.
Offer that one up to Pele. Pele, ma!
That's good, dude.
It's a good one, huh? Very little bitter, like.
Wow. Oh, that is so sweet.
This is Warren, the cacao hunter.
Yes. And here we have the mystical cacao bean, the source of all goodness in the world, called chocolate.
And we only just discovered that you can eat the fruit, so you don't just, eat the dried seed. You can actually pick it just like that, cut it open, and eat out the fruit. The nuts are inside, and the nuts are all gushy when they're fresh, really easy to chew. And the fruit is really sweet and delicious.
It is. It's a white, pulpy mix, and it is wonderful to have with the cacao bean. Wonderful. We have here a different variety of cacao bean. You can see the pod. It kind of grows right off the main branch. It comes down. Inside is the most widely eaten nut that nobody knows that it's a nut, and that's chocolate. So inside you'd cut this open, there'd be a white pulpy flesh with the cacao beans, the seeds inside the nut. It's a absolutely wondrous plant. Very excited. This is the first time I've ever seen them actually on a tree.
Woohoo! So I'll do a close-up here so you can see they grow right on the trunk. Right on the trunk of the tree.
So what we have here is a banana. It's actually not a tree. It's considered, I believe, a herb of sorts. You can see it grow up. There's the bananas forming, and they've been obviously picked, a few of them. And it goes down to this really funky looking flower at the bottom. Beautiful.
Warren, darling, Do you have an intention for 2013?
I do. I hope to simplify my life, focus on the things that are important. I mean, it's been a long road this past year to get to that point, and I'm going to continue on and hopefully explore new opportunities and have the time to do so. That's important. And spend lots of time with my beautiful family.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Aloha.
Aloha. All right, we're going to be doing a permaculture class here at the Hawaiian Sanctuary, hosted by David Wolf and the people who own and run the sanctuary.
Any Christopher still out?
Who knows?
Yeah. He hasn't even opened it up.
His chair.
I've seen that guy in action. It's like when he takes it overboard, he's like he'll get up around 6 tonight.
Oh, whoa. Really? Dang on.
All right, everybody. This is Steve Lund. He is the proprietor of this institution, and he's going to tell you a little bit about his journey and how he got into permaculture and what permaculture is. And permaculture definition 1, by the way, is having a permanent perm. Permaculture 2 is what he's going to tell you about.
Thank you, David. My venture into this retreat center started with a David Wolf retreat. So you never know how a David Wolf retreat will change your life forever, right? So when I first came, I didn't know what permaculture was. This was about 10 years ago, 8 years ago. I had no idea what plants grew things. I bought it all from the supermarket. I only lived at homes for a living. I drove my car, that was it. David's retreat got me to realize that our food comes from the land. And it's not just the food, it's how the food was grown. The nutrients that are in the food that's grown, including what else they add to it, all that other fantastic stuff, pesticides, herbicides, etc., is all in our food. So I've heard the #1 rule for the next coming century is to know the hand that feeds you. So the #1 thing that you guys can do for yourselves on this new path is to grow your own food. And not only that, but grow your own food like you would feed your body, right? So you're feeding your food the ingredients that you feed your body to make it healthy, and then your food's going to make you healthy, and you don't have to take as many supplements. Right? But anyway, I wanted to start with that and really appreciate David for the beginning of the vision here, and
Thanks, man. You've done a great job here. It's awesome. Step by step, now everything's kicking out fruit. We're going to get to see what's happened and reap the benefits of what's been planted. Incredible.
So today we're going to be looking at the cacao orchard with the Popa cacao. Could that get any better? I don't know. And we also have chocolates available. So if anybody would like to look at the cacao orchard while eating chocolate, that's an even higher experience.
No argument here. I mean,
Hell yeah.
I don't know where you guys are at, but I'm not going to be arguing with that one. Where's the chocolate at again?
Right there at the table.
All right.
So should we get started?
Yeah. Okay, let's just talk about basics of permaculture. Permaculture is about setting up a food forest for yourself so that everything is just automatically produced, so you don't actually have to farm it, and you don't even really have to maintain it. So you set up a system that's self-replicating and just produces for you. And probably day 1 permaculture is about zones, the different zone regions. So zone 1 and 2 is the areas where you're walking around already. It's where you're living, it's where you pass by just in your daily habits. And that's where you want most of your food. So for example, having all the food on the other side of the property where you never go and don't even know where it is other than an excellent idea. People do it all the time. It's outrageous. It's like the same way that houses are built. It's like if you live in the northern hemisphere, your house has to face south so you can absorb the sun. almost no houses do that. It's like not even thought about by developers. It's one of those kind of like faux pas, and this is the thing about zones. It's getting out of that faux pas of just trying to like plant something because we have a corner over there. But plant where you actually are, where you walk, where you live and breathe. That's step one. Step two is your permaculture design is like an art project. So everything becomes like art. And you use the tools that you have. You know, in our nursery, like we're developing areas of our farm, we go into the nursery, see what we have, and we just put a picture together. So it's not overly designed to the point where, you know, we're just completely anal about it. We just look at what we've got and we just go with it. We just roll with it, and that just is what's happening at that time. So on our farm, for example, we at one point had a lot of soursops in our nursery. So now we've got a lot of soursops on the land. It turns out that really worked on our land, and that's been a very good fruit tree for us. Another thing that's really working for us is Rollinia. The Rollinias are doing well, and that's just something we had in the nursery. We got them out into the ground, and it was one of those days 3 years ago when we were all planting, and we're like, okay, what do we got? And there's another thing that's really important. I'm going to show you this kind of repeatedly, is that this soil right here is cinders. So there's no nitrogen in the soil. There's no real like power to build a fruit tree. And so you have to have nitrogen fixers that are gilded in or nursing with your fruit trees. So the nitrogen fixer combination with your fruit trees is actually a very critical part of permaculture. And we're going to look at that and various different examples of that. One of the examples that you see just right here is that on these cinders right here, this is a really soft cover that you see. If you walk out there, it's really soft, and it's like, wow, this is a nice thing to walk on. Well, that's a permaculture design. It's the peanut, and it's like it's a soft undercover. It's not grass, so it fosters fungal growth in the soil, not bacterial growth. And then that starts to drive nitrogen in the soil, so the fruit trees go, oh, there's food there, and then they start to come in, or they're happier there. So it makes it easier. So it's designed with like the idea of like, okay, we could have a lawn, but instead, why don't we just do what's that peanut called again? Perennial peanut. Perennial peanut. You do the perennial peanut instead, so that you don't ever have to mow it. It automatically drives the grass out. It's automatically driving nitrogen. Everything's covered in one step.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, I am recording. So,
all right. So
first of all, let's say where we are and what date it is.
It is January 1st. We're in the Hawaiian Sanctuary at the David Wolf Retreat. And we have this wonderful, raw, local organic beverage called kombucha. So what it is, it's fermented. I believe it's a type of mushroom. And then they add herbs and extracts and flavoring, and this particular one has ginger and I believe it's a cherry. And it's a very nice flavor even for me because the fermentation, it's a little bit carbonated.
It's really thirst quenching.
Yeah, and it's sweetened with some honey. Very nutritious, herbal magic, and it tastes wonderful.
And we got
the last, this is the last one, that's it.
We just completed a permaculture course, what's it called? A crash course, is what I'm trying to say, crash course.
With the owner of the facility and David Wolf.
Mm-hmm. Cheers, Warren.
Cheers. Happy New Year, everyone. All right, I'm recording. Look at that, it's just pouring down. Amazing. See the molten lava pouring down right in front of us. We're literally just feet away from formations pouring down. Look at that. Just slow and steady like molasses. So we're literally just feet away from volcanic lava. You can feel the heat come off of it. It's really intense. The ground we're on is newly formed. It's very cool. All right, I'm recording.
Hi, I don't know what time it is. It's sunrise. We started at 4.
It is 6:45.
It's July 2nd, right?
Yeah.
Or January.
July.
January 2nd, 2013.
Feels like July. It's hot.
So we've been standing here watching the lava flow, and you can see it everywhere here. It starts to turn black. It starts to harden pretty quick. It's very hot. I can feel the side of my face. Really, really hot.
Inside the hole? Yeah.
So can you see the...
See, look, she can reach out and touch it.
I'm going to get that close. That's as close as I'm going to get. It is really hot.
It is.
And here's the rest of our group. I'll just pan around. So it's a beautiful sunrise.
Warren TV, hello.
Very intense.
We walked in. It was about an hour and a half. Is that right?
At least, yeah. About an hour and a half. Maybe even 2.
Okay. So we started in the darkness, but we did have the light.
Oh, there's some.
Look how it shatters.
Just like a crust on it. You can see a brand new lava flow come down just feet away. It's inching its way down slowly. So I'm just reaching forward.
On this ledge.
Look at that. That's me reaching into molten rock.
Oh, is it okay if we were to do a video of this? Sure. Should we give it a contact? Put our offering down. Hi, Warren.
Hi everyone. So we're sitting here at a live volcano in Hawaii, Big Island. I'm getting my my backside all nice and toasty. Waiting for her to pan around and see so you can see the beautiful scenery. So literally just feet away. Giving their offerings
To Pele, the goddess of fire.
This here is newly formed crust, probably hours.
Actually more recent. Because while we're standing here, this is all brand new.
Yeah, so right here, this is an offering that's crusted over already. You get an idea of how hot it is. But look at the lava flow up here. It's awesome.
Alright, Warren.
So I'm just standing on some newly formed earth here. I have a cacao bean to give up offering to the goddess Pele, the goddess of fire.
Oh my gosh, look at where.
Oops. We'll have to wait for it to come down.
It's coming. Look at. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but that is fresh flowing lava. And we saw it start to the top of the hill. And it's almost down to the ocean now. Where is that cacao bean? Oh my gosh, look inside me. Look at that. It's getting too hot. It's getting way too hot. Okay, it's getting really hot. The hair on my eyebrows feel like
I've been accepted. It's been covered. Thank you, Pele.